Good morning, home builders. We are on day 35 of our Renew series, and today we're talking about the anchor of hope out of Hebrews chapter 6. These are awesome verses to take into the weekend for you. It says, wherein God willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, the unchangingness of his counsel, the inability to change, confirmed by an oath, that by two immutable things in which it was impossible for God to lie, we might have a strong consolation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us, which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which entereth into that within the veil. Christ, our sure and steady anchor, is the thought that comes to mind with that. God's promises are unchanging because God does not change. And we think about the anchors on a ship. As it mentions, those are anchors for us in our storms. An aircraft carrier, which is basically the size of a floating city there with 6,000 members, they have two anchors. Each of them weighs 60,000 pounds. Each link in the chain weighs 300 pounds. Each of them weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of 700,000 pounds. That thing's not going anywhere. And for something that big, it would need it. And as we look at the world, we need that large of an anchor as well. And in your life, you need that. And you can hold to the promises of God. No matter what's happening, if the promises of God that apply to us are there, we know that God does not change. The famous missionary Adoniram Judson said this. He said, "The future is as bright as the promises of God." That's good. I love that. So today, think on the promises of God. When it looks like your world's coming apart, think on the promises of God. It takes you outside of them for a second and lets you see in perspective what God has for you. So today's renewal principle: when the winds and storms are raging, allow your hope and trust in God's promises to keep you anchored and safe. Amen to that. You guys have a wonderful day. Hope to see you this weekend on the 4th of July for our God and Country service. If you're out of town, have a wonderful time with your family. Love you guys. Bye.